My name is Carson Storch. We are in Virgin, Utah at the 2019 Red Bull Rampage. This is the second year at this venue, and yeah, it's probably the biggest mountain bike event to ever exist, and definitely a pretty cool one. It's pretty unique. You got to build your own line and then compete on it.
So if you build a line, are you the only guy that gets to ride it, or can anybody ride your line?
So there's a lot of teamwork that goes down out here just because it's so much work to just do stuff completely on your own, but you try and like set yourself apart by having your own unique features and unique way down the mountain. It's kind of deceiving how big stuff is out here. You can't really tell on TV, but when you're out here on foot and looking up at everything, it's, you know, it's pretty big. You kind of gotta go big to do well out here and be unique, but yeah, it's kind of a speed jump. It's a big step down coming into it, and it's probably, I don't know, 20 feet down, 25 out, and that gives you the speed to clear this jump. And right now we're in the process of digging it out and reshaping it, making it a little steeper so we can go bigger. And once I land that, I kind of just cruise out all the way down to the finish corral on a little ridge, just kind of little jumps all the way down, and so this is essentially the end of my line. The mountain is the most important part, but having something like this doesn't hurt at all. If you can throw a banger trick at the end of your run, it's kind of just like a cherry on top, you know? The build's obviously hard as well, but like this is how we ride this last jump. To hit it once, you gotta hike all the way up through this ravine and over, so you know, everything just takes time and a lot of effort, and something that maybe people don't see from the outside just watching it live on TV. You kind of have to throw them on your back and just hike up stuff and lift your bike up, then climb up. Like right here, you'd have your bike on your back, just billy goating up. I think it's around 50 foot tip to tip, and probably straight down drop. It's maybe around 35, which is pretty large. It's the biggest drop I've ever built at any of the rampages I've done, and this is like my 6th one. Plan on doing a trick off of it, so this is kind of like the crux of my run.
Last year you threed this and then got offline a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Should we visit the one bush or the one spot where, because we have footage of that might be used.
Yeah, so last year on my first run, I ended up having to completely stop and get off my bike and hike around. Coming into the drop, kind of a last second decision, I just decided to spin it, like do a 360 on it, and pretty glad I did, because now I know it's gonna work. Landed it, came down here, and I kind of just got sucked into going towards these bushes, and I ended up hitting this bush right here, going over the bars, and then this bush caught me. And so I'm gonna leave those bushes there, but one task of ours right now is to kind of dig out this roll right here and put all the dirt here, kind of like a little catcher's mitt. So if that happens again, which I don't think it will, you know, I have something to push back into so I don't get sucked offline. This is one of the many billy goat paths that kind of snake their way up the mountain, and yeah, you get pretty familiar with these little paths. Sweet. You got it?
I think I got it.
Oh yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, you can't build stuff that's flat, or else you just impact and bounce, and that means bad news. But yeah, this year we tried to make it steeper for longer, so there's more transition to land in. Whoa. Hey-o.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Before this big drop, we have a little ravine gap, kind of a trick jump. So we kind of jump up, and for those of you that are into mountain biking and watch slopestyle, it's kind of like a whale tail looking kind of feature. So you kind of jump up and land up here, and then you're just looking off the end of a flat drop that disappears in nowhere. So you can't see the knuckle until you're literally like pretty much in the air or at the end of the lip. So yeah, the blind takeoffs are like kind of the scariest things out here, but that's how it is when you're working with a lot of elevation. And so yeah, last year it was a really scary guinea pig for me. I remember my first rampage in 2014, I was super overwhelmed. I didn't know what I was doing, never been out here, and it worked out good, but I had to team up with guys and help a lot, and had a fairly mellow line. It wasn't like I was trying to go for the win or there to do good. I was just there to learn and kind of be a part of it and get a successful line down, and it's taken me a few years to kind of, I don't know, get the gist of how it all works and gain the confidence to actually want to do good. Because yeah, if you come into it too hot like that, it can, you know, this place is just different. It's a lot different than anywhere else in the world. Yeah. So this was the problematic part of my line last year, and yeah, basically first run I hit this berm up here too hard, lost all my speed, didn't have the speed to hit this jump, which is now a lot shorter of a gap. So I just rolled around it and had to stop and get off my bike and hike up and around, and that's when I knew that my score was done and my run was done. And then second run, I came into this knowing that I didn't have the speed to run before. So I hit the berm really hard, went as fast as I could, went too fast for this, landed pretty much flat, which there's not a lot of flat bottom in there. It's just a G out. I pretty much just ran into that cliff. It was just a bummer to end my Rampage 2018 with no run all the way down, and so that's why, you know, we're just gonna put a lot of effort into this little zone and make it very easily rideable, and may not look so yet, but that's the beauty of digging out here for 8 days, is you can make a lot happen pretty quick. And yeah, we're in the process of it, and this is my dig crew over here, and they're working on it, and yeah, we'll go say what up. Yo, how we doing?
Good.
Looking good.
Just doing the final scrape.
Sweet.
You like this height?
I like it. It looks great.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Just dig this belly and raise that up more.
Yeah, I'm gonna fill in the transition a little bit
Back
because it's
there.
kind of steep
Yeah.
coming in
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah. It
So we're
looks. It's so much higher. The grade.
Yeah, I know, it's gonna be way better.
Yeah. Sweet. I'm gonna introduce you, because we're filming a little thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is my dig crew for this year. This is Dustin Gilding from BC, Canada, and this is Matt Edliston, more formerly known as Oatman. Always playing music and stuff. Yeah, he's my roommate at home, and decided to bring him out this year. Dustin's dug for me for 5 years at Rampage, so we got a lot of time together out here.
I feel like Carson's got a pretty good idea of what he wants to do before we come out here. So since we already have a line, we're kind of just figuring out ways to maybe make it a little better and maybe flowier, easier to ride in a way. So I don't know. It's collaborative though.
Yeah.
He's the boss, but I'll give my input.
Yeah, yeah, I like input. You know, sometimes your vision is off and it needs a different opinion, and you know, that's why I have these two guys out here. I trust their visions and what they think could be rideable, and so it's nice to just have a collaborative input from all around, and you know, it's not me just cracking the whip telling them what to do. Yes, this is another kind of focal point of my line. It's a step down that goes from kind of top of that rock down to this landing here that looks very rough because we haven't worked on it yet. But yeah, we left it pretty raw last year. We just kind of packed the top couple bike lengths of transition up there on the top, and then just left it all natural. And it's kind of some snowboard influence, just kind of step down into a chute, and I really like it. I think it maybe sets my line apart a little bit from other lines, and it's definitely pretty raw and kind of scary, but it rode really well, so not too worried about it now. We're just gonna dial it in, and yeah, I just like it. It's kind of like the one part of my line that I'm completely on my own, doing my own thing, so that's kind of the differentiation that you want. And yeah, so we got a little bit of work to do, but it's for the most part in good shape after a year of sitting. the way to get into that step down is I ride off the top of that cliff right there, that finger, drop off that and ride down this chute right here, and then come around these giant rocks and kind of traverse, jump up into here. And yeah, it's kind of fun. It's pretty fast, and I just pretty much land and slow way down, because you don't need a lot of speed for that little step down. So I just land up in here and then just kind of brake all the way down and then let go and pop a flip. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Holy shit, it's windy. Kind of how it is in the desert, you never really know what the wind forecast is going to be, but it's okay for now because we're digging. Keeps the temperatures cooler, I guess, but even when we're digging, it kind of gets in your head a little bit because you know you're going to ride everything, and you know it's possible that it gets this insanely windy. But the good thing is we don't have to worry about it until we have to ride it, and hopefully the wind forecast is good for next week. Last year I just kind of roll dropped off of it. Me and Andreo shared it, and it was a massive build, and it's still kind of there, and a couple other crews are coming in to ride it with us, so they've volunteered to just do it for us, and we're down. Whoa. Last year we just rolled down this and then dropped, and it's actually a lot of control and it felt pretty chill to ride. So this year we're thinking of maybe just coming off the top here instead of down there, and upping that a little bit and then landing, and then pretty much you're just hauling ass and cruising up, and then I transfer back up and over their line and land before my step down there. Yeah, so this is kind of the connector piece in between the first pre-built feature and the first feature of my line. And these are kind of the small details that go into it that are still a lot of work. Like last year we had to take this rock apart and kind of fill it with dirt, and you know, now you can like manual through this or gap it, and all those little details you add into your run kind of help your overall score. So just trying to make it flowy. When all the people on Pink Bike are saying that Rampage is now a bike park contest, it's definitely not. It just makes it so you can ride better when you actually pack stuff and shape stuff, and the rawness is still there on everything, even the big, wide, super long runouts of big drops or big step downs. It's just safer, and that's all gone along with the progression of how to build out here. So all the Pink Bike dudes saying that it's a bike park, shut up, because you come out here, it'll shut you up itself. It's not chill at all. But these little details just make it flowier and more fun, and allows you to add style to your run, and that helps the overall impression for your score. And yeah, so peppered throughout everybody's lines, there's little things like this that, you know, you can ride well, and it kind of adds to it. Hey guys.
Yep, Carson.
Is this gonna be a drop?
Gonna be a drop.
Nice. So this flat drop and step down is the first feature for every athlete to ride, unless they pick a different way around it. But for my line, it's the first thing I'm gonna hit, and you know, it's relatively small compared to everything else out here, but it's very trickable, and it's a good way to start the run. And you know, I plan on doing a trick on this, and yeah, starting my run that way, and it's a good view from up here. Sitting up at the top start gate before dropping into a run is definitely pretty nerve-wracking every time. It's probably the heaviest feeling that I've ever gotten competing, being up here, but you know, it's also exciting, and it's also, you know, a pretty cool feeling to, you know, work so hard for a week and a half and then ride your line and kind of do it for your dig crew, because they put in so many hours and so much blood, sweat, and tears. that you're up here, and you know, for me, it's just trying to stay positive and just have fun with it and drop into it having fun and not being scared. And yeah, so I look forward to it for sure. But you know, sitting up here right now, you know, my heart's beating a little bit. It's just kind of a given thing. You get up here and you know, it's pretty real. You're dropping into a pretty gnarly event, and yeah, but it's all about just trying to stay on top of your headspace and you know, have fun with it, and you know, find your confidence deep down and just drop in and do it.